trying weird things that normally totally failed, so we'd have to do them again and again.
Track 5's Crooked Head. This is the first song that we've really been jamming out. We've been playing it live now for about 6 months. So it's probably the one that anybody's a Fucked Up fan might be most familiar with. But it's one of my favorite songs lyrically on the record. Crooked Head is the English translation of a term from this Amazonian indigenous tribe that still survives there. And they use the term crooked head in their language to refer to anything from outside of their culture. So anything that they encounter, like a different conception of time or a different kind of way of interaction, maybe like guns, anything that they see, they refer to as crooked head. So I really like the song. I think it's a really cool metaphor because it's talking about like the steadiness of a civilization or people in the midst of this flood of change that is going on in the rest of the world or going on all around personally. It can really be extended in a lot of ways, I think.
I think musically also it really, to me, for some reason reminds me of like Manchester kind of music, like Britpop. Like there's a weird thing, obviously not vocally, but musically it kind of like has a Happy Monday, Stone Roses kind of vibe to it.
This is the first single that got released on the record. It was sort of like the introduction to Phase 2.
Yeah, when the song was originally written, it really wasn't that much of a departure. It was about 2.5 minutes long. It was pretty quick, and there was most food to it. And Mike had a very bright idea to put it at about half the speed, and it took on this entirely other value, and it morphed into this big beast. I mean, in a way, it's really indicative of the way Fucked Up is going anyway, because like it was just mentioned, the wall of sound and big guitars, everything is completely awash in this song and totally lost. And metaphor lyrically, the metaphor that's used in the lyrics is the sun. And so if you can imagine yourself staring at the sun for a long time, and when you move your eyes away, you're completely blind. This is sort of the sonic equivalent. It's like such a mishmash, and you start to pick things out. But all in all, it's just it's very flooded.
I think the first thing that stands out about this song is the title, Black Albino Bones. And it comes from an article that I read in the paper, kind of at the same time I was writing the lyrics, about people fetishizing the African albino bones in sort of Central Africa, and sort of like these people that are being killed. I think there's been like 26, maybe more, maybe slightly less, African albinos that have been killed, and their bones are considered to have magical good luck properties. So, apart from it being a shocking title, it really has nothing to do with the song. The song is about obsessions that get you through life, and like having things in your life that just kind of help you cope with the day-to-day. And so the first verse deals with record collecting, the second verse deals with having sex, and the third verse is about smoking drugs. And it's sort of like how all these things are connected, and all these things are just like escapes that get you through life, and finding a way to escape the mundane, the mundane modernity, and sort of get back to like things that we need to hold true, which is a mental escape, physical escape, and sort of a collection of holding on to things. The chorus is sung by our friend, well, mainly my friend, Dallas Green, who sings in this band, City and Color and Alexis on Fire. I think he sounds like a cherub when he sings. I think he's got like one of the most beautiful natural voices in music. And so we brought him in and got him to sing on the record. And he's like a huge sort of pop star, I guess, in Canada. So, thankfully, most people don't realize it when they hear the song, but a lot of people in Canada are like taken aback.
Let's all try and sing the chorus like him.
Nah, let's just go on.
No,
Go
ahead, you first.
It's funny though, because he sings all the chorus just a few times, but it changes the face of the song almost completely for me compared to what I was used to listening to, which is like a purely instrumental take. And it's amazing how just a little bit of vocal can change the color of a song so drastically.
Right, Royal Swan. I have a friend who has a father who has a job at an advertising agency, who contacted him to contact me to write 3 jingles this is in Hungary, to write 3 jingles for a Hungarian ad agency. The main riff in this song, the guitar lead,
is from a jingle I wrote for this ad agency that never got used. I wrote it on a ukulele. It's of the top 4 strings of a ukulele, which are the top 4 strings of a guitar. And I started playing with it, and it's an attempt at completely non-linear song structure for Fucked Up. We made one other experiment with this in a song that you may never hear out there in Super Sweet Land called Search for the Words, in which instead of like a traditional verse, chorus, verse structure, it sort of went A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so this was, I tried to repeat as little as possible in this and make like a start to finish as opposed to like a song, more of a composition. We've been moving towards compositional writing for a little while, as pretentious as that sounds.
And there's no drumming.
I wrote this song about how at the end of the day, we are all the same. And everyone does the same things, everyone feels the exact same way. It's kind of about how like, you know, I was kind of like, you gotta get these feelings and you're like, I'm probably the only person in the world that feels this way right now. It's like, no you're not. Everyone feels all the same emotions and there's only so many. It's just the order in which you experience these emotions changes, but the emotions are always the same. So we wrote this song, and I asked this friend of ours, Sebastian, who was in that band, Death From Above 1979, who Joan and I wrote a song in our side project band, Pink Eye, about robbing, but we never told him that. Anyway, we got him to sing on this record, and he, I don't normally like high vocals, but for some reason his voice is, I think, so awesome, and it just totally sounds completely different than mine. So the two of them sound like really weird, and he came in, nailed it in like one take, and with very limited input from me actually on how he should do it, and yeah, and then that's basically it.
Next.
Looking for God.
For God and chemistry.
Mike and God.
Looking for God's another one of these instrumentals we were talking about, and it's just supposed to be these little bridges between songs. But I don't know if I'm going to talk a bit more about it.
Yeah, it's just a guitar round. I don't know what else. There's probably more on it and stuff. Yeah, it was just like a leftover track we had. It was going to go on some other record, and then that got canned, and another record which got canned. So yeah.
Should be said that this record is filled with songs that were supposed to go on other records and then got canned, and we decided we might as well put them on this LP. Like
In the best possible
like 3
way.
of these songs were supposed to be Year of the Rat. Now we recorded Year of the Rat here in London, and that's probably going to be our next thing. Year of the Rat with something else.
Yeah, I think all these songs are better than Year of the Rat so far. I think I like these songs more than Year of the Rat song, but that doesn't mean Year of the Rat's bad. I think this is one of my favorite songs of the album. It's like real creepy. We'll probably be able to sell it to like, you know,
Resident Evil 6.
I think it's like the heaviest song on the record. The lyrics are kind of like metal, but not in a lame way.
It just the same way that this record is much more of a fully realized idea than Hidden World. Hidden World was like this collection of songs from everywhere. This is like written and recorded, generally speaking, at the same time. And this song in particular takes elements of all the other ones and it's like puts them in like a great, well-charted way. Perfect way to finish the record. It's a huge flourish. I mean, it's like similarly to the way Vivian Girls ends the last record. This one has a really big, dramatic outroduction, but worked perfectly. I think.